Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media presents Ryan's taking it to the next level. Tonight is our very first show of Ryan's taking it to hoops next level. This show will be nothing but Kentucky's University of Kentucky sports, and I'm gonna be your host for these shows. My name's Ryan Garnett, and feel free during this host show to comment, and I will try my best to try to get all of the comments up and everything about your your likes, your concerns about anything like that. But I'm gonna go through and we're gonna thank all of our wonderful sponsor, and this is our logo and that we have for us here. And we also like to just thank Black Family Medicine just for being our corporate sponsor and allowing us to do what we love to do and cover these athletes and everything that they love that they do. And if you want to go in and follow all of our pages, and I'll go through and click them and let y'all see them. And some of these it's not going to be up to date. And if I can get my computer to do something, there it is. This is our girls basketball page. The the first two is not been updated. I forgot to save the other two. Uh, then we got the boys basketball page, and then we got our sports that we're in right now. This is our softball page. This is our basketball page. Then we got our football page, which will be launching here in about hopefully June or July. Then we got our boys soccer page, our girls soccer page, and this is our volleyball page. And as I said, this is the Bryant Family Medicine's All Sports Media presents Ryan's taking it to the next level. Graphic that I made the other day. But gonna lead into, we have had a crazy couple of it's basically a week of a lot of moving parts and everything. We thought that John Calipari was going to be at the University of Kentucky coaching this fall in his 16th season. And rumors started coming out that he was looking for other coaching jobs and all this stuff like that. Then on Sunday, right before the national championship game, in between the Final Four and the national championship game on Sunday, it was reported that John Calipari had it's been finalized a deal to coach the University of Arkansas, which is in the SEC still. So as you see, a lot of things have been crazy for about tomorrow will be a week since all of this craziness has started. If craziness is your good word for that. But we're going to open up with some kind of breaking news. And have you seen the reports coming from Kentucky Sports Radio? Big Z has entered the transfer portal. It does not say kind of who's looking at him or whatever, but the report still from KSR that he may be following Coach Cal to Arkansas. We don't know how true that is going to be, but that's just the reports from them. So, but there will be more details on that eventually, I'm sure. Where he's going and the other four other three players that is going to be already in the transfer portal. We'll start right there with the transfer portal players. His name starts with a T. I'm not going to try to pronounce. I've tried pronouncing his name, cannot. But came off the bench some for this Kentucky team this past season. The next player is going to be Aaron Bradshaw, then Joey Hart, and then Big Z. is the ones that will be in the transfer portal for this Kentucky team. And into the draft, uh, it's going to be Rob Dillingham and Justin Edwards. It's the two that is going to be uh, going to the NBA draft and will not return to the University of Kentucky next season. Uh, and then we got these next two set of players. They have no more eligibility left. So these are in the drafts and / graduation. Be Trey Mitchell and Antonio Reeves. And then I'm sure everybody is out there is wondering, what about the other three players that it's not been said yet? We got the Bucks, then Reese Shepard, and then DJ. It's a three. I mean, I think a lot of people want them to stay. I think with, and I'll get into the coaching, who is going to replace John Calipari. But I think with how that he did, I think we get a good chance. That's in my opinion, that I think Reese Shepard stays around for another season. I mean, I think with Jeff Shepard and the Kentucky new head coach, the relationship that they had back when they played against each other, they was roommates in college. I think the bond there is still to him to come back and for the new head coach to want to coach Jeff Shepard's son. So I mean, as you see, that's the way I look at it. I mean, it can be a yes, no, maybe, but that's just what my opinion is on it. But we're going to go. Then we're going to jump into next year's recruitments. We've had 3 that has reopened the recruitments. All of these I got from KSR, so that's basically the way I keep up with all of the Kentucky sports and all of the craziness that's happened since Sunday. But the first player is Samoto Silio, if I said his name right. Jaden Quincy, and then Kendall Knox is all reopened the recruitments to other schools. Looking at this, that does not mean that Kentucky will lose these 3. I think they reopened to maybe see how the new coach, how they look at the new head coach to how they don't or whatever. But I think we have to hold our horses on these 3, and maybe we may get them back. Let's hope we get them back. But if not, we got to try to go out and try to find somebody through the transfer portal and all the stuff like that. And with us only having so far 3 players with on the team without being said anything yet. I mean, we got 4 with Tyler Perry coming from Loudoun County here in Kentucky, which is out in Western Kentucky for anybody that does not know. That the team did win the KHSAA Boys Sweet 16 State Championship game this back about a month ago. But the new head coach, he's gonna bring in his players that he came from. I mean, you look at BYU Dale. There's already been 3 players that's already from that team that put their name in the transfer portal. So I mean, that don't mean that they'll come to Kentucky, but that's a good chance from him bringing his players with us. But and with all these reports that's coming out, John Calipari announced the head coach at Arkansas on April the 10th. He confirmed he was leaving the University of Kentucky on April the 9th. So, I mean, not a very quick turnaround here from, maybe it's a little fast, maybe it's a little right timing, but as the reports came out, not a lot of people around the state was very happy, but you got to trust the process and let's give this coach a chance and see where he leads the team. And just don't don't go like you don't like the coach yet until you see how it's going to go. I mean, he won a national championship at the University of Kentucky in '96. He played on that floor. He's been in Rupp Arena. So, I mean, you got to look. He's been in that atmosphere. So, I mean, he's played the competition at Baylor there in the Big 12. He played against Kansas and Baylor and some good teams there in that Big 12. So, I mean, it's a chance to see. Let him see what he can do. Uh, but when we go to the big part is all of the coaches, the list, and everything like that. Uh, the report when the reports the first coach to say no was Nate Oatsdale from Alabama. He wanted to stay at Alabama and everything. Jay Wright said no. He does do the March Madness stuff and the college basketball stuff. He is in retirement. Said he didn't want to come out of retirement. And then after them two, the first candidate that Mitch Barnhart was looking at was Scott Drew. He said one day after John Calipari announced that he was going to be, they announced that he was going to be the head coach at Arkansas. He said no on April the 11th. And Mitch Barnhart met with him about the coaching job. Some other jobs that other people that was on that list was Dan Hurley, the national championship coach at the University of UConn. He said he didn't want to leave UConn like where he was at and everything like that. And then these next three, I don't know if they was in order or what, but a lot of names that was coming out there was Billy Donovan of the Chicago Bulls, which he was still playing in his NBA season. Then you got Rick Pitino there, and then you got Mark Pope. So you just look at it, I mean, three good coaches there, but with us Kentucky fans, let's all give Mark Pope the chance and the opportunity to show that he is a good coach and that he knows what to do, and let's give him a chance. And we're going to go a little background that I did today after I got off work and everything like that about the new head coaches of the University of Kentucky is Mark Pope. His coaching career, he was a Georgia assistant starting in 2009 to 2010 season. Only spent one season in Athens. Then Wake Forest, he was an assistant there for one season for 2010 to 2011. Then he went to BYU. He was an assistant there from 2011 to 2015. That's 4 seasons. And then his first head coaching job was Utah Valley State in 2015 to 2019. And I'm going to have to give me some drink. And then went back to BYU as a head coach in 2019 to 2024. That's a 5-year span there. And then he is now the new head coach of the University of Kentucky starting here in 2024. So, I mean, and I forgot to see if I've still got his thing up on my phone here because I've got stuff all around me. It does not have his overall record for amount of win-loss records and everything like that. But so far, I'm liking Will's headed. At first, I was very skittish about who it's going to be. Me, I'm 30 years old and everything like that. So you look at it, I mean, I can only remember 2 coaches. One was the coach before Calipari, and then Calipari himself. So I've only experienced one national championship. More people may have got to experience the one with Rick Pitino and Tubby Smith both. So I'm just wanting, me as a fan and everything, I'm wanting to add another national title and enjoy that moment like I did in 2012 when I was actually a senior in high school. But that's just kind of what it has been, a little bit of a crazy, chaotic week for Kentucky sports. Now we're going to try to skip down to the next sport. It was supposed to be football first, but I decided, since we had the breaking news at the very first, I was going to go in and let's get the basketball out of the way and everything like that and talk about it. But now we're going to jump into the next one. We're going to talk about the football. Today, the University of Kentucky and Mark Stoops and them held their annual spring game. In their game, they only played a 90-minute scrimmage type game. All of the websites and Facebook and KSR and everything did not have a score. But from what I read and everything, that they liked what they saw from both sides, both colors, both teams and everything like that. So it's not quite football season yet. Let's hold the horses on football. It's just a spring game. We'll get to football in September. But right now, let's enjoy what they like so far in Lexington for football at Kroger Field. Then we're going to jump back into basketball. Now I'm going to save the spring sports to last. The new head coach there for the University of Kentucky women is Kenny Brooks. His original coaching job that he came from was Virginia Tech. And his overall record there in his career coaching, which has been at 3 schools, and I'll go through and list all of the schools and years and all that stuff like that, is 517 and 204, which I like that very much. I kind of like where their program is going to. I mean, as you see where they come in, I mean, he brought in, and I got to find one of them. Where I put my, there it is. Where the transfers that came in, I mean, already 3 players from Virginia Tech came into the program. I mean, one is a 6'5" freshman, Clark Stacy, if I said her name right. I mean, very good numbers there that she was putting up and everything like that. But we're gonna go back to Kenny Brooks' coaching career. He started at VMI, which is Virginia Military Institute. He was an assistant coach there from 1994 to 98. Then he went to James Madison, which that is in Virginia, an assistant there from 98 to 2002. Then he went over to the women's side, assistant for 1 year from 2002 to 2003. And then he got the head coaching job there at James Madison from 2003 to 2016. And then he went to Virginia Tech there in Blacksburg from 2016 to 2024. And then he is the new head coach of the University of Kentucky's women's basketball team. And it's what a crazy offseason so far. I mean, both basketball teams have new head coaches, both very successful head coaches. So I like where the basketball program is going here. About to lose my voice here, but gonna try not to. But we're gonna jump into the baseball team here. Baseball team right now is 30-5 overall, 14-1 in the SEC, which is a very impressive counting at how great the SEC is. Well, you got Vanderbilt, you got Tennessee. I mean, you got all these great scores in the SEC baseball-wise, and you're 14-1. I mean, I like it so far where they're going, and I'll pull up their schedule because I've got those schedule right up here, right beside me, because they just got them playing today. They're in Auburn, and they had a 3-game sweep of the Auburn Tigers. But coming up on the 16th, that's next week, they do travel to Louisville. And then they got a big home series, the 19th, 20th, and 21st, when they host the University of Tennessee. That is no easy task. Tennessee is a great program, border rivalry between the two. So, I mean, this is going to be very interesting to see that and everything like that. But then we're going to hop over to the softball side of it here. Uh, Softball is 25-15 overall. They are 4-10 in a very, very tough SEC. I mean, it's not easy for softball when you have to play Alabama, also Tennessee. I mean, you got everybody there that can beat you on any given night. So I mean, this is it's a great season so far for them, but they still got what to do before SEC play, and hopefully they can get it rolling here. But as we kind of just wrap up the show here, just want to thank everybody for watching. Maybe next week I'm going to try to have the graphics up of the scores and stuff for the Kentucky baseball team and the softball, and have it like that. My work schedule has been a little crazy, so I was not able to actually get the graphs made in time. But I will have the graphs made and have a few tweaks here and there fixed. But I just want to thank everybody for watching. The very first show of the Taking It to the Next Level. Y'all have a wonderful day, or wonderful evening now. And may y'all have a God bless and great night.